Chapter 18. Run, Bo yelled. They sprinted blindly into a tunnel off to the right. Elaine screamed and grabbed her ankle, almost falling. Come on, Bo bellowed. He grabbed her arm and dragged her along. I'm trying, she cried. The agony was unbearable, but she pushed herself onward, forcing herself to stop limping and just run. Is it still there? Jerry hollered over his shoulder. I'm not looking, Bo shot back. Elaine stared straight ahead as she ran. She turned right. She turned left. Graffiti passed by in a blur, the cinder block walls never ending. Their torches fluttered in the stale wind, but they didn't stop running. Elaine heaved, trying to keep air in her lungs, but it was impossible. Her leg muscles were on fire, her knees wobbly. She felt herself slowing down. I can't do it, she heaved. Bo! Not now, he screamed. No way. Bo! Color swirled before her eyes. Her legs grew numb and unsteady beneath her. Then she hit the ground. A tin can dug into her hip. A foul piece of wet paper stuck to her cheek. Come on, Elaine, Bo urged. Move it. Leave her, Darlene screamed. Shut up, Bo retorted. It's coming, Jerry wailed. Bo grabbed Elaine by the armpits and threw her forward. Elaine forced herself to run. Her left ankle was so numb she wondered if it was still there. Her knees buckled with each step. Keep going, she ordered herself. I have to keep going. The tunnel opened up around them, and they flew into a large chamber. Other passages led off into darkness, but Elaine didn't care about them. All she cared about were the two words slapped on the wall in blood-red paint. Let's party. It was the chamber under the stage. They found it. The ladder! Elaine exclaimed in triumph. We're back. We're safe. Elaine let out a whoop. All right, Jerry howled. Yes? Bo punched his fist in the air. We did it, Darlene cried. We did it, we did it, we did it. They rushed the ladder, throwing their torches aside. Elaine reached out for the rusted rung, could almost feel the gritty metal under her fingertips. Darlene shoved her aside. Elaine fell to the concrete, tearing open her jeans and the flesh of her right knee. What are you doing, Darlene? Elaine roared, but Darlene was already climbing. Elaine chanced a glance over her shoulder. Her heart stopped. The first tendrils of the red cloud poured from the tunnel. Go, Bo urged. You go, Elaine urged. If I have trouble, you're the only one strong enough to pull me up. Bo launched himself up the ladder after Darlene. The chamber filled with red mist. The cloud rolled towards them, churning with evil life. Go, Jerry wheezed. Sweat poured down his face. Hurry. Elaine climbed as fast as she could, but she was so slow. One rung, 2, 3, 1 foot over the other. Her sweat seeped into the fresh wound on her knee, stinging like acid. Her ankle throbbed and throbbed. Help! She heard Darlene screaming. Somebody help us! The ladder let out a grinding moan that made Elaine gasp. No, not now, she thought. The ladder shifted. Help! In the dim light, she spotted one of the braces coming out of the crumbling wall. Please don't collapse, she begged silently. Not now. Above her, Bo's boots ground against the metal, dripping bits of rust on her face. They were going to make it. They had to. Elaine heard a scream from beneath her. She glanced down in time to see the red cloud surround Jerry. First it poured over his legs. His eyes flew open wide, locking on Elaine's in an expression of utter panic. Tentacles of mist surrounded Jerry's body, snaked around his legs, his arms, his shoulders. His whole body stiffened. He let out a long animal howl. Just like Max, Elaine thought frantically. Just like Max. No! She screamed. She reached down and grabbed Jerry's outstretched hand. It was so sweaty she didn't know how long she could hold on. She tried to pull him up, but the red cloud had too tight a grip. She wrapped her other arm around the rung of the ladder and yanked with all of her strength. Jerry rose a few inches. Sobbing with the effort, Elaine strained harder. Jerry screamed louder, but still she felt him rising. She was winning. She could save him. Then Jerry let out a terrifying high-pitched screech. His hand tightened on hers. Elaine? Bo called from above. Help me, she wailed. Bo scrambled back down the ladder. The red cloud moved. Elaine's arm jerked against the steel rung. Its strength was incredible. I'm going to lose him, she thought. It's too strong, too strong. Bo, hurry! I can't hold on. Jerry squealed again. Elaine felt his knuckles crack in her grip from the strain. His fingers began to slip. Elaine, Jerry huffed. She stared through the crimson fog into Jerry's eyes. Help me. Jerry! She screamed. She pulled with everything she had. The ladder jerked again. It pulled away from the wall, dangled dangerously free. Somebody help us! Darlene's voice sounded far away. Elaine's eyes widened in terror as a snake-like tendril of mist slid up Jerry's hand, slid around her wrist, and clamped tight. It's got me. Her flesh tingled where the mist touched her. Then it burned. No! She shrieked. Panic took over. She jerked her hand up with all her might. She couldn't stop screaming. Her whole arm burned as if the skin itself was being twisted in different directions. The more she pulled, the tighter the grip. Let go, came Beau's voice. I can't. It's got me. Beau's hand clamped around her free arm, lifting her up. She cried out in frustration. I have to let Jerry go. It will kill me too. I have to let him go. Beau's grip was weakening. Her arm was numb. The ladder swung free, held by a last few rivets from above. She knew they had seconds left. She had to let go. Had to. I'm sorry, Jerry, she whispered. She shut her eyes tight and opened her hand. At first he held on, but he gave one last scream and let go of her. Elaine opened her eyes and watched as Jerry tumbled down into the mist. No, she screamed. Let him go. Let him go. Jerry's face twisted into a terrible shape, full of pain and fear. Elaine could only stare helplessly as the red mist took him. She winced as Jerry's legs bent behind him and slammed into his back with horrifying force. She heard his spine shatter. Jerry's shoes struck the back of his head with a hollow clunk. His screams stopped. His bones popped and snapped as the mist hauled him away. Elaine realized her arm was still outstretched, reaching for Jerry even though there was no way he could be alive. Jerry and the mist disappeared into a tunnel. Come on, Beau murmured. Elaine didn't reply. She had failed. Another person was dead. We were so close to getting out, she thought. Elaine, Beau called. She gazed up at him, hardly seeing him at all. We have to go, he urged. He let go of her arm and climbed up a rung. Elaine tried to follow, tried to get her arms and legs to work. She heard a loud crack, felt a grinding vibration through the metal of the ladder. The ladder, it was so old it couldn't take the strain. It jerked hard and dangled wildly for a split second more. Elaine gasped, her hands clamping onto the hard steel. The metal squealed horribly and gave way. The ladder started to fall. Chapter 19. Elaine gripped the ladder the whole way down. The wind rushed by her. Endless seconds ticked off in her head as she screamed. Don't let me die, she thought. The ladder hit bottom. Elaine flew loose. The rusted steel exploded all around her, spraying her face and clattering loud enough to make her ears ring. Beau landed on top of her. All his weight hit her in the stomach. The air whooshed out of her body. Her lungs felt frozen in place. She couldn't take a breath. Panic hit her again. Breathe! Beau moaned next to her. Little heaving noises came out of her throat. Did he break her ribs? Puncture a lung? Colors swirled before her eyes, and the chamber pitched to one side. Elaine, came Beau's voice. Elaine, are you all right? He seemed very far away. Elaine? Something shook her entire body. Beau had hold of her shoulders and was shaking her. Elaine gave one last mighty effort to breathe, willing her lungs to open up and let her live. Cool air poured through her. That stinking underground air never tasted so good. I'm okay, she reassured Beau. I think. She sat up, still dazed. Then Elaine remembered Jerry, crumpled up like a ball of paper, and carted away by that thing, and there was nothing any of them could do about it. Oh, Beau! She threw her arms around him and squeezed as hard as she could. Please hold me, she whispered. I can't take this any more. Beau's arms closed around her. It's okay, he said. You're okay. When is it going to end? She whimpered. She felt Beau swallow. I don't know. Elaine was grateful for Beau's strong arms. Help me, came a voice from above them. Beau and Elaine stepped apart and stared at each other. Darlene. She hung above them, dangling from the last rung where the corroded metal had snapped off. Get me down, Darlene cried. Climb up, Beau replied. Go for help? I can't. My fingers are numb. I can't hold on. Even in the gloom, Elaine saw that Darlene wasn't kidding. She really was hanging on by her fingers. Her feet spun wildly, unable to get a grip on anything. Beau grumbled in frustration. He spun around, sifting through the remains of the ladder. What are you doing? Elaine asked. Looking for a piece I can use, Bo grumbled. He threw a shard of metal away. There's nothing? Elaine had an idea. What if she just lets go? Bo gaped at her. Are you crazy? You can catch her, Elaine replied. She knew it wasn't much of an idea, but they didn't have many choices. Bo! Darlene screamed. Elaine put her hand on Bo's shoulder and looked him in the eye. You can do this, she said. I hope you're right, Bo whispered. Come on, Darlene squealed. Okay, Darlene, Bo barked, his decision made. Let go. Are you nuts? I'll catch you. I'm not letting go, she argued. You're going to fall anyway, Elaine pointed out. Shut up. Darlene, listen to me, Bo ordered. Elaine's right. She's fallen down this shaft twice and she's okay, so let go. I promise I'll catch you. You promise? What did I just say? Bo replied. I don't want to die, Darlene moaned. I want to go up. You can't, Elaine said. I know I can't, you moron. Are you deaf? Elaine bit back her reply. I have to cut Darlene some slack, she told herself. She's scared. We're all scared. Darlene, Bo growled, quit stalling and let go. Now. Darlene adjusted her grip on the rung, her fingers flexing stiffly. I hate you, she muttered. You can do it, Bo urged. I promise. No. Darlene, I promise. A moment of silence followed. Then, okay. Okay, ready when you are? I'm ready, Darlene said. On 3, Bo said. 1. Darlene let out a tiny, fearful noise. Elaine crossed her fingers. 2. Bo held out his arms, ready for her. 3. Darlene let go. Chapter 20. Darlene screamed the whole way down. Her arms pinwheeled and her brown hair floated above her head. She hit Bo hard. He didn't exactly catch her. It was more like half catching, half breaking her fall. They ended up at Elaine's feet in a heap. She helped them up. You okay? She asked. I think so, Bo replied. Darlene? I'm okay, she said. They stood there for a moment, catching their breath. The torches still glowed dimly where they had been dropped, 4 tiny flickers. The remains of the ladder lay all around them, long strips of useless metal. The next available rung was high over their heads. That's it, Elaine thought. We're doomed. Totaled, Bo muttered. No kidding, Darlene replied, kicking a chunk of steel. I mean us, not the ladder, he continued. He picked up a torch. Any ideas on what we should do now? We could keep yelling for help, Darlene suggested. Mr. Savage must be looking for us by now. No good, Bo said. If he was anywhere nearby, he would have heard us already. He probably just decided we went home. I bet he's long gone by now. The thought of the empty school above made Elaine feel sick. It was Saturday. No one would be back here for 2 days. There was no way they'd survive that long. She bent and picked up one of the torches. Having the wood back in her hand calmed her down. She studied the chamber once more. Nothing new. Trash. Graffiti. There's only one thing we can do, Elaine said. We have to keep looking for another exit. We have no choice. We've been down here for hours, Darlene muttered. We've seen tunnel after tunnel after tunnel. We could spend days down here and not find any other way out. We won't last hours, let alone days, Bo pointed out. If there is another exit, we have to find it and find it fast. That thing will be back for us soon. They stood silently for a few moments. The quiet was unsettling, but Elaine couldn't think of anything to say. Do you guys believe in evil spirits? Bo finally asked. Elaine and Darlene stared at him. Why not? Bo suggested. That brick wall blew up in our faces like a bomb. I thought it was going to take my head off. And then this red cloud pours out of the hole. What's that all about? You think it's an evil spirit? Darlene asked, her voice full of doubt. Bo shrugged. What else could it be? I don't know what it is, Elaine said, but it's alive. It can grab you. I felt that. But what I keep thinking is that we released it, whatever it is. What are you talking about? Darlene asked. Think about it, Elaine said. It was behind the wall. If we walked right past that brick section, it would still be in there. It was waiting to come out. The minute we touched those bricks, the thing burst right through the wall. You think it's my fault? Bo demanded. Because I messed with that brick? Elaine glared back. I didn't say that. Okay, Bo said. So what now? We've run around and ended up back here, Elaine reasoned. A circle, but there's one passage that we haven't explored yet. What's that? Darlene asked. Elaine took a deep breath. I can't believe I'm actually suggesting this, she thought. I must be crazy, but it may be our only hope. The passage on the other side of the brick wall, she replied. Where that thing came from? Darlene retorted. No way. It's the only place left, Elaine said. She might be right, Bo added. I can't go in there, Darlene declared. I just can't. Max and Jerry are dead, Bo reminded her, and we've just about run out of options. I say we give it a try. Elaine nodded. There might be a way out, and even if there isn't, we might find out the truth behind that thing. It's suicide, Darlene moaned. Please don't make me do this. You don't have to do anything, Bo replied. You can stay here if you want. But Elaine could see in Darlene's face that staying behind wasn't an option. Then it's settled, Bo decided. I guess so, Darlene said. Okay, Bo muttered. Let's do it. They stepped once again into the right tunnel. Bo left Jerry's torch behind in the chamber, setting it down in a pile of rags. Maybe the light and smoke will help us find our way back here, Bo suggested, if we have to. That's pretty useless, Elaine thought. The ladder's gone. There's nothing here to come back to. But there is no point in arguing about it. As she turned to go, Darlene snagged Elaine's arm. What? Elaine asked. I wanted to apologize, Elaine. Elaine cocked an eyebrow. What for? When I knocked you down to get to the ladder, Darlene's eyes glistened in the firelight. It could have killed you. That mist, I mean. Elaine shrugged. If you hadn't pushed me, it would have killed you. Darlene's gaze darkened, but Elaine didn't care. She didn't feel very forgiving at the moment. Still, she reminded herself, Darlene did apologize. She sighed, blinking away the bitterness. It's okay, Darlene. Let's just forget about the whole thing. I don't think I'll ever be able to forget any of this, Darlene replied. As they moved down the tunnel, Elaine allowed Darlene to walk next to Bo. She wished she could be next to him, too. He was brave, and he helped her feel brave. Where is it, she wondered. Where is the mist right now? She shivered, remembering the burning sensation on her skin where it had touched her. She held her hand up to the torchlight. It was red, and it stung almost like a sunburn. They stopped. Elaine heard the familiar sound of splashing water. The pool. They'd reached the pool. Bo turns to her. You ready to do it again? Elaine shrugged. It's not like I had all that much chance to dry off. Bo nodded and stepped out onto the ledge. Elaine followed Darlene. She kept moving, setting her feet down carefully. The water had seemed so frightening before. Now it hardly bothered her at all. Soon they stood on the far side. See, Bo nodded. It's a piece of cake. I had lots of practice, Elaine replied. There it is, Darlene whispered. The brick patch was right in front of them. Crumbled bricks carpeted the ground. The hole was still there. Plenty of room for a person to climb through. It's so quiet, Darlene said. I like it quiet, Bo replied. Come on. He stepped up to the hole, holding his torch in front of him. Darlene whimpered. Here goes nothing, Bo whispered. He stepped forward. He cautiously slipped inside the hole and disappeared. Chapter 21. I can't see him, Darlene whispered. Elaine peered into the dark hole. There was no sign of Bo's torch. We have to follow him, Elaine said. She tried to sound braver than she felt. She held her breath and stepped through the hole. The tunnel beyond the bricks made a sharp right. Then it came to an abrupt end. A huge pile of dirt and rubble clogged the entire passage. Bo stood staring at the mound. A cave-in? Bo asked. Looks like it, Elaine agreed. She had never seen such a big cave-in in her life. But what else could it be? Look, Darlene said, pointing. Up there in the corner. There's a way through. Elaine raised her torch and peered into the gloom. At first, all she saw was cobwebs and dirt. Then she spotted it. A small hole at the top of the pile near what was left of the roof. Just big enough for a person to crawl through. What do you think? Bo asked. There's nowhere else to go, Elaine replied. If that thing comes in here, we'll be dead meat, Darlene warned. We're dead meat out there too, Bo reminded her. What's the difference? Darlene didn't reply. Bo began to climb the dirt pile, trying to keep the torch raised high. The dirt was loose. For every 2 moves up, Bo slid back one. A wave of fresh dirt poured in from the ceiling. Bo froze, his gaze locked on the source of the tiny avalanche. This isn't too bright, Elaine stated. That roof could go any second. Well, I'm not too bright, remember? Bo replied. Bo? It'll be okay, he replied. He started to crawl up the pile again. He moved faster this time, and less dirt poured down on him. Finally, he reached the hole. He poked the torch into it and peered inside. See anything? Darlene asked. No, he replied. I'm going through. Elaine and Darlene exchanged a disturbed glance, but Elaine knew they had no choice. She would have to go through that hole too. It was the only way. You have to climb fast, Bo instructed. That way the dirt doesn't get much of a chance to shift. Great, Darlene muttered. He wiggled into the hole and disappeared. More gobs of dirt and rock rolled down the pile at them. The last thing Elaine saw was his boots. You want to go first? Elaine asked. Let's wait, Darlene replied. He'll tell us if it's safe. Yeah, Elaine thought. One way or the other. They waited several seconds but heard nothing. Bo? Darlene called. No reply. Bo? She repeated louder. Nothing. Elaine wiped her sweaty palms on her jeans and gripped the torch. How long should they wait? Why isn't he answering? Maybe he can't answer, she thought. Bo! Darlene hollered. Answer me! Bo's head popped through the hole. What? Elaine let out a sigh of relief. You scared me to death, Darlene grumbled. Why didn't you answer? It's a long crawl, he replied. Come on, and be careful. It's pretty wild. His head disappeared. After you, Elaine offered. No, Darlene replied. You go first. I don't know if I can. Darlene. Elaine stared into the other girl's eyes. You have to. You can't stay here. Darlene nodded. I know, she whispered. Just go, okay? I'm coming. Elaine nodded. She didn't know if Darlene would really follow her, but there was nothing she could do about it, except drag her by the neck, she thought. Okay, she said. See you. Darlene nodded. You'll be right behind me? Darlene nodded again. Elaine turned to the dirt pile. She drew a deep breath and started to climb. She slid backward immediately. Clumps of fresh dirt rolled down from the ceiling. It's like loose sand, she thought. How did Bo do this? Go fast, he said. Go fast on this ankle? I don't think so. Still, she had to try. She stepped back from the pile, shifting the torch to her left hand. Then she psyched herself up by counting to 3. 1, 2. She pounced. She scrambled up the dirt on her hands and knees. Don't drop the torch, she ordered herself. The hole grew nearer. A huge wave of cold soil poured out from the ceiling, but she couldn't stop. Not now. She tried harder, shuffling upward as hard as she could. She ignored the pouring dirt, ignored the shooting pains in her foot. She reached down deep for one last burst of energy and flung herself into the cramped tunnel. Immediately she knew she couldn't stop. The tunnel was nothing more than dirt. Little rivulets pulled down all around her, bouncing off the torch. She could dig, but for each handful she pulled out, another took its place. All she could do was move forward and hope Darlene followed. A knot of dread grew in Elaine's stomach. I'm not going to make it, she thought. The tunnel is too narrow. It's going to collapse. Her movements became jerkier, like spasms. I have to calm down. But she couldn't. She breathed faster and faster. She couldn't get enough air. There wasn't enough air in the tunnel. Her lungs heaved harder. Her legs burned. This tunnel was endless. She accidentally shoveled a clod of dirt into her face and mouth. She tasted bitter, cold earth. Her eyes were blind and stinging. Ugh, she cried, spitting out gobs of dirt. She shook her head vigorously, trying to get the soil out of her hair. The torchlight flickered dimly in front of her. Elaine rolled her tongue around her mouth, gathering a huge lump of mud. She spit it out, gagging. More dirt came down into her hair. I have to move, she told herself, or I'm going to die in here. Her legs kicked frantically in the dirt. She pushed thick piles of it aside with her arms. It was like swimming through sand. Then, all at once, she could breathe again. The air was clear up ahead, and she saw the flicker of another torch. Elaine let out a huge sigh and crawled forward. She emerged in a low-ceilinged chamber, just like all the others they had passed through. She blinked and peered around, trying to get her bearings. At first, all she saw was Bo below her, holding his torch up. Elaine pulled herself the rest of the way through with a grunt. She slid down the pile of dirt to the floor, holding her torch in front of her to keep it burning. She stood, immediately noticing a difference in the air. It wasn't as close as the air in the rest of the labyrinth, not as moist from rainwater and decaying garbage. The odor was less intense, not so much a smell of decay as it was of age. What do you see? Elaine demanded, her eyes still burning from the dust. Is there a way out? No, Bo replied. Darlene came sliding down the dirt pile behind them. She cried out, landing hard. Her torch was out. What happened? Elaine asked. A huge load of dirt came down on me, Darlene growled. I thought I was dead. Elaine stiffened. Is the tunnel blocked? Darlene shook her head. I don't think so, but it's close. Bo helped her to her feet. She was covered with brown soot, and Elaine figured she must look pretty much the same way. Darlene brushed herself off, but it didn't help. Where are we? Darlene asked. Wherever it is, it's not where we want to be, Bo replied. Why? Elaine demanded. Look. Elaine gazed into the flickering shadows but saw nothing. Then Darlene gasped. What do they see? She wondered. She quickly wiped her eyes with the tail of her sweatshirt and tried to focus. Then Elaine saw it. Oh no, she thought. It can't be. It just can't be. But it was. Elaine knew that they had finally stumbled upon the secret of the labyrinth, and all of the stories were true. She clamped her hand over her mouth to keep from screaming. Chapter 22. Before them lay 6 brown decayed skeletons. Elaine moaned. Skeletons. Dead, rotted human beings, trapped in this hole. She wanted to turn away, wanted to run and never look back, but she couldn't stop staring at the skeletons. Their clothing had rotted away to tatters. Some sat with their backs against the wall, as if they were waiting for someone to come. Others were sprawled on the floor, jaws open wide. Their bones were the color of graveyard dirt. But Elaine would remember the eye sockets the most. Empty, dark, and dead. She held back her scream. She couldn't believe it. 6 more people dead. Who were these people? Bo nudged the ribs of a skeleton with his toe. This place has been sealed up for a long time. Did they die in here? Darlene whispered, her voice trembling. Probably, Bo replied. The cave-in must have sealed them airtight. Why? No rats? Bo knelt by a skeleton. He poked it, checking it out. Elaine saw the dull glint of a belt buckle in the corpse's midsection, and its shoes had fallen away. All that were left were the heels. I can't believe you're so calm, Elaine said. Bo glared at her. You want me to scream? Elaine sighed. Sorry, I'm just really freaked out by this. It's okay, Bo replied. They won't hurt you. What do you think happened to them? I'll tell you what happened, Darlene cried. That red mist killed them, and somebody put the bricks up to keep it in here. But now we let it out and it's going to kill us too. Don't get hysterical, Bo told her. Why would the red mist give anyone a chance to trap it in here? Elaine asked. Bo shrugged. He lifted his torch and gazed at the walls all around them. More graffiti, let's party, over and over again. I'm really getting sick of that saying, Darlene muttered. It's everywhere. Elaine saw piles of bottles and cans in the corners, along with potato chip and pretzel bags so old that they were nearly white. That's weird, she realized. Everywhere else in the maze, garbage was scattered and random, but in here? They were trapped by the cave-in, she blurted out, not by the red mist. What do you mean? Bo asked. Look at the trash. It's stacked neatly in the corners. They had to have been here for a while. The mist didn't kill them. They were trapped. They starved to death, Bo reasoned. Or died of thirst, Elaine added. What about the red cloud? Darlene demanded. It just hung out with them until they died? Elaine and Bo glanced at each other. Who knows? He said. Elaine scanned the walls again, and something caught her eye. Look over here, she said, holding her torch higher. Under one of the larger Let's Party lines, someone had scrawled other words in red paint. The empty paint can lay on the side on the ground, a paintbrush sticking halfway out of it. Elaine held her torch close to the wall and read. Trapped. Mike Zimmerman. Rick Sturmax. Kathy Kleidermacher. Maggie McMahon. Peter Rienzi. Brenda Savinsky. 6 names, Elaine whispered. The names of the dead. It's a guest list, Bo replied. For what? The last party of all time in the labyrinth? They stared at the name silently, letting it sink in. Elaine's head spun. She didn't know what was worse, being ripped apart by the red mist or dying of starvation trapped in a cave, because those were the options for the 3 of them, unless they found another way out. Looks like they ran out of paint. Darlene pointed at a section of wall on the other side of the room. Elaine walked over to see it. Someone had left another message. This one was smaller, scratched into the wall with a rock. Scott Savage knows. Eileen didn't get it. Scott Savage, she asked. Who's he? Mr. Savage, Bo replied.